Hey, this is Dr. Glenn Livingston with BecomeARealCoach.com with video number 2 in the Build Your Website for Coaches series. The first thing that you need if you're going to build a website is a good domain and a good web host that allows you to serve WordPress. And the reason you want WordPress is because it's a very, very popular content management system that allows you to manage your website yourself without having to hire a programmer. And that's kind of important because it starts to take a lot of time and money if you just want to add an article or make a little change on the page and you have to get in touch with your programmer every time and pay their minimum fees and all that. So what I'd like you to do is, I've tried to make all these decisions for you. If you already have a host and a domain name, that's fine. I'd like you to go to hostmywebsiteplease.com. Hostmywebsiteplease.com, and you'll notice that that will take you over to GoDaddy. But the reason that we do that is so that they can track that these referrals came from us, and they give us a very small percentage, which helps to keep our costs a little bit lower. We're going to pass that on to people where we can. But more importantly, we're looking to build a volume of referrals to them so that we have some leverage to negotiate better rates for our coaches. So at Host My Website Please, I'd really appreciate if you did that. This is the hosting service that I've used for many, many years. They've seen me through a lot of problems. They've always had great customer support, and it's not that problems don't occur. Problems always occur when you're online, but what you need are a good team of support people that will take you through the problem. So hostmywebsiteplease.com, and the deal that you see here will change. The format of the page will change, so don't freak out if it doesn't look exactly like what you see here. But what you're looking for is unlimited bandwidth, unlimited disk space, and the ability to host as many websites as you want. You don't want to be stuck with just one website. The other really nice to have add-on are these advertising credits. Most hosting companies have something like this available, but if you can get AdWords, Bing, and Facebook credits, those are very valuable to coaches. That's really money. That's not some advertising gimmick. That's, once you have a system that's actually working, you can go and bring that online and spend money on, pay-per-click advertising. This gives you a little bit of, mad money to get it started with. Now, if you know my marketing system, you know that I teach people not to do that until way down the road once they've proven their systems with the free resources, but you will get there, and that's real money, and it can actually pay for several years of your hosting. So I like to have that. It's a good idea if they're providing an excellent deal and you have a little bit of extra cash. It would be good to buy more than a year at a time so that you can lock in the rate. But the other thing to keep in mind is they'll probably have a good deal a year from now too, because GoDaddy is kind of a master of deals. So host my website please, and then I would like you to select the option that has unlimited bandwidth, unlimited disk space, and does not limit the number of websites that you offer. And after, the other options are not quite as important. I'll take you through them, and you're going to click to add it to the cart. Now, no matter what the screen looks like, what GoDaddy will inevitably do is offer you an opportunity to upgrade this or upgrade that again. They're really, really good. I use a Linux operating system. I've always done that. Some people use Windows. That's kind of up to you. If you don't know what to do, I'd leave it at Linux. And you generally don't need most of the other things, except possibly the privacy. If you don't want people to know where you live and your contact information and everything like that just by knowing your domain name, then you might want to add privacy as you go through this. So I'm going to leave the default options here. And now we need to find the domain name. So let's talk about that for a second. What do most coaches do when they develop a domain name is they use their name, right? GlennLivingston.com, and I do have GlennLivingston.com, and I do have a blog there, and I even use that as an example in the early stages as a functional website. But the truth is that I developed that so long ago before I knew a critical secret. And the critical secret is when people link to your domain, they're probably going to use the name of the website. And guess what? Let's say you're a weight loss coach And let's say that I have the choice of naming my site allaboutemotionaleating.com or screwyourdiet.com versus glenlivingston.com. And then let's say over time I'm going to get 100 kind of big sites to link to me. And so over time, there are going to be millions of people that see those links. Now, how likely do you think it is? Which is are those millions of people more likely to click on? Something that says glenlivingston.com or something that says screwyourdiet.com? I think you know the answer to that. And the point here is that it's better to choose a benefit-rich domain name specific to your niche. And that could be things like allaboutEmotionalEating.com. And that's not available because I already purchased it in preparation for doing this, but I'll show you some other things. And you'll inevitably find that a lot of excuse me, a lot of these things are taking, so it could be emotionaleatingsolutions.com. But you see what these have in common? They immediately telegraph to the user that they're going to find out about emotional eating. Stop emotional eating now.com. That's not available either. How to stop stress eating.com. That's not available. Stresseatingsolutions.com. And you might have to sit here for a while until you find one that is available. Best stress eating solution.com. That would be available. Find the right dietcoach.com. That will be available. Find the right is often available. So go find the right. Let's try another niche. Find the right addcoach.com. That could be available. Your addcoach.com could be available. Excuse me, I have a little something in my throat. So you see where I'm going. Now, let's go back to find the right dietcoach.com. I'm just going to, just so I can get through the screen, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to click add and continue. Don't worry if it takes you, it could take you as much as 20 or 30 minutes on this screen. Keep going until you find a domain that's really acceptable, and then click add and continue. And again, your screen might not look like this. They're always testing different layouts, but the point is they're going to offer you an opportunity to get your domain. At the moment, they're offering a free domain, and then you'll probably get to a page which allows you to confirm the order before you check out. Now, sometimes what they do is they'll set this to 5 years automatically. You'll see some ridiculous number in the checkout page, and so you're going to want to change that back to 1 year. Just kind of double check and make sure that you're there, and you'll see you have the hosting and then you have the domain name. They're both in the cart, and they will offer you the opportunity to buy the .net and .co and .info, and there are so many different top-level domains. As a general rule, I don't do that. If you really are sure that this is going to be your ultimate brand, and most people don't know this, but it's fairly easy to map another domain onto a current website. So let's say you spend a year developing screwyourdiet.com, and over the course of the year, you realize, that's kind of a harsh name, and I shouldn't really be calling the site screwyourdiet.com. I should be calling it emotionaleatingcoach.com. Well, it's very easy to just go get emotionaleatingcoach.com and point it to the site and change the name of the site. It's very, very easy to do that. So you don't have to marry the domain name right away. The thing that's harder is that you do start to develop links, but as long as you're making a decision about your brand over the course of 6 months to a year, then I like to tell people don't obsess too much and just kind of get this moving. And buying all the other domains, it does protect you from squatters, because there will be people who, especially if you have an affiliate program, they'll buy all these other domains and they'll route it to your regular domain. Long story short, I just tend not to do that. I tend to think that's overkill, but that's up to you. And you just, if you want to round up for charity, that's okay. They've got some interesting charities here. I tend to have my own charities that I prefer to give to at the end of the year, so I usually don't do that. And then you proceed to checkout, and you start a new account, or you log into your account and you buy the domain. So I'm going to stop there. Of course, you will go through and create the account or pay for the account. And once you're done, you wait for an email from them, which comes fairly quickly, that says that, hey, your domain purchase was successful. You've got web hosting in your account now, and then meet me in the next video and I'll show you what to do. Okay? Thanks.